Welcome, 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 friends. Come sit by a fire. Come on in. Warm your soul, warm your heart, warm your fingers. Come on in. You are invited in this season, this season of gratitude. I am so grateful to have you here with me tonight. I would love to see who all is watching, and if you'd like to tune in and join into the live chat, just log into whatever Google property you've got, Gmail or Google Drive or YouTube, what have you, and that should do the trick. And all of that stuff is in the live chat too. I try to make this as easy as I can, but it seems like I make it more complicated for me every month. I'm trying out a handful of new things tonight, so I'm always grateful for your patience as well as your company and companionship. So I will give you all a couple minutes to come on in. It is November, when the bacchanalia of autumn colors has yielded to stick season. All of the wreckage of nature's final glorious party for the year laying about like litter in Times Square on New Year's morning. And all of the scurrying, burrowing creatures are looking for their last bits of meals before they head deep into their holes for the winter time. It's not my favorite time of year. And yet, here we are also in a season of holiday and of light. And that's all pretty important too. So November in particular is really special to me. Ever since I got involved in doing my family history, of course, we always, of course, there's Halloween, and in our little village of Lincoln, there are trick-or-treaters and all kinds of madness going on for the costumed ghouls, goblins, and Star Wars characters. And then the next day is All Saints Day, which isn't really all that particularly important to me, even though it's Dia de los Muertos and all manner of other things. And, you know, there are no saints in my family, so it's All Souls Day. We're heaped in with the general population on November the 2nd. And that's kind of that's my bookend to November. And, of course, Veterans Day happens this month. And also our annual Festival of Gratitude, right? Our family gatherings of thankfulness and feasting and bounty and all the rest of it. And I see Lillian and Michael are here from beautiful little Lincoln themselves. It's nice to have you in the house tonight, neighbors. It is definitely not the sort of day that I enjoyed my walk. Let's just say that. It's been very gray and cool, and there's a chill in the air and all the rest of it. Teresa and Tom are here. It's great to see you. Thank you. Welcome and welcome. Our house happens to be nice and cozy and warm tonight because we are a trio again for the next week and a half. Madeline's home from school. More news about that and a whole bunch of other things as the show goes on tonight. I got all kinds of things to share with you tonight. Oh my goodness, Peggy's here from Pittsburgh. All right, wonderful. Come on in, dear friend. Come on in. And for anyone who's watching and trying to figure out how to get in the live chat, love to have you in the live chat. It's easy enough to do. Whatever Google thing you might use, Google Drive, Gmail, YouTube, what have you. You should be able to get in, and you'd be under your login name if nothing else, and away you go. So, all right, and Stephanie's here too. Wonderful. I'm glad you're here, friend. Thank you. And on this chilly November night, as stick season is underway, I do want to send a couple of special shout-outs to my bandmate Stephanie, who just went through some pretty, a little bit scary, but minor surgery, I guess, yesterday. and she's on the road to recovery, and I'm really glad about that. For those of you here in Northern Virginia, more about our show coming up later on, but Stephanie will be fit as a fiddle for that, I can assure you. And then I also want to send a special shout out to my friend Doug Graham, who's in a fight for his life with esophageal cancer, and being very public and very loving and compassionate about how he's going through that process and sharing it with all of us. Doug has been a friend for a long time, and he is a pillar of our local arts community, nature community, history, you name it. Doug Graham has caught it through his lens as a photojournalist in his 45 or 50 years in that role. So Doug, we're sending a lot of love your way tonight, brother, and it's I want to see you soon, all right? Dale is here. Yay! Hello, old friend. Hello to you. This is great. We're in from all kinds of places already, and I haven't hardly played a note. By the way, I know we always we have the beverage of choice. Tonight, I'm like all over the moon about this Black Pearl Baltic Porter from Heritage Brewing, which is in Manassas, of all places. We have all kinds of cool, weird, quirky, uniquely Western Loudon things out here, and one of them is the Hill High Market out on Highway 7, which is home to Mom's Apple Pies, the Round Hill Art Gallery, and an amazing selection of local and imported beers. So when we poked our heads in there to get a pie the other night, I could not resist the recommendation of the proprietor, and very good, very tasty beer. So with all of that, sound check time. So I'm gonna do one from Treasures in My Chest to start things off tonight. I do have all kinds of cool stuff planned for y'all tonight. Thank you for your patience with the technology, but especially for being here. And keep dropping in the chat as you come on in. Everybody's saying hello and happy Thanksgiving and all of that. That's just kind of how we roll here in my little town. They close our road on the 4th of July for the kids to ride by. Streamers on their bikes, red, blue, and white, let the judges decide. Bring a dish to share, your favorite folding chair, try to stay cool. We read the famous words, just like we've heard since we were kids at school. In my little town, named for Honest Abe, somehow it became where I put roots down. Graveyard stones hide more than bones in the red clay ground. These sunken gravel roads wind back in time and slowly disappear. The last dairy farm keeps holding on another year. In my little town, in my little town, when the fire breaks out and the roof caves in, when the snow's piled high, times are worse they've been. Progress of the present brings the future crashing down. Stand up with each other here in our little town. Try not to blink and miss our little town. Winter nights, herald angels sing. From door to door, just like the year before, firelight caroling. We pray that it lasts, cherishing our past until it's gone. When neighbors still wave, stories we still save to pass on down. In my little town, in my little town. snows piled high, times are worse they've been. The progress of the present brings the future crashing down. Stand up with each other here in our little town. Try not to think and miss our little town. The world of change swirls around my little town. My little town. Yes, okay. Thank you for the sound check. I think what I need to do is drop the volume back a little ways on the input. And I believe that's because I was doing a Facebook Live on Veterans Day and I had to tweak the settings a little bit. Let's see how that sounds now. I still see it pegging the meter a little bit more than I want it to. Maybe I'll take a moment to tweak that out. Let's see. I got some advanced audio properties on there. All right, there's a little compression going on here someplace, and I want to kind of fix that up. I'm going to just take a minute to do that, if that's okay with y'all, because I don't want you to really have to listen to distorted things. You know, that's not cool. Okay, compressor. Let's see. Maybe dial that back just a little bit, and maybe we'll dial the output gain down a little bit too. Let's see if that makes it a little bit better. Okay, well, let's see about that then. All right, so we'll try a couple of other things. When I'm talking now, I'm not seeing the meter pegging as much. Can you still hear me okay? That's the next question, is how's the volume of all of that? Good. Okay. Well, yay. Yay for sound checking. Thank you. I appreciate it. We'll keep after that a little bit. So, because it's All Souls Day, I'm going to share a quick little bit out of the book. And I'm going to play one that happens to be my mom's favorite. And if she's tuned in tonight, well then good. And if not, well, you can tell her that I played it for her. But got a little spot in here that sort of kind of brings the holiday of Thanksgiving into focus for me just a little bit, I guess. And I guess that's why it wound up in the dang book, right? So I'm gonna turn loose a short little passage out of here, and I hope you enjoy the scenes. I've been playing around with my iPhone a bit lately, so I hope you find it a pleasant experience altogether. And if my voice is still distorting afterwards, please do let me know about that too. All right. You are bound to your ancestors by blood, but also by common experience. Who has not turned up their eyes toward the moon and the stars? Know that your ancestors, long ago and unknown to you, gazed up at the sky in wonder at that very same lunar face looking back at you. And know, too, that given the immense distance that starlight must travel to reach us, that some of the twinkling lights you see in that sky radiated out from those stars during their lifetimes and are just reaching your eyes right now. The same drops of water in the ocean that they crossed have been through countless hydrologic cycles since, as clouds, rain, and snow, raging torrent, a mud puddle, and ocean again. But that's not all. These humans saw sunrises and sunsets. They experienced weather events, blistering hot days and summer thunderstorms, early frosts and raging blizzards. They dealt with drought and scarcity as surely as they were occasionally overflowing with bounty. They must have marveled at nature's beauty, like wildflowers in spring or the turning of leaves in autumn. They were attracted to mates and fell in love, and likely faced the rejection of the would-be and wished-for lovers too. They experienced agony and the miracle of childbirth, and the hormone-laden angsts and conflicts of young teens. And they learned the soul-ripping heartbreak of sudden and unexpected loss, as well as the gradual failing and passing of revered elders. They sought to make sense of the unexplainable, unimaginable, and unforgivable. Their daily lives and routines had similarities too, for we did not just recently become creatures of habit, nor is it sheer happenstance. They'd wake in the morning, likely needing to answer an urgent and demanding call of nature. They prepared and ate food, and likely experienced and expressed gratitude for having food to eat. They had children who needed attention, feeding, clothing, and of course, parenting. They caught colds, had accidents, broke bones and tore ligaments, and suffered intestinal distresses. While they may not have been literate, they had stories of their existence that had been told to them, and stories of their own that they passed on to their children. They hummed and whistled, sighed, cried, yelled, argued, affirmed, and in their own way had many of the same sorts of conversations and conflicts with their intimates that we do. All that isn't to say that they would recognize us walking down the street with our gaze locked down onto our smartphone. Myriad things about our time would be incomprehensible and astonishing. They'd recognize the species and certain traits about us, and perhaps even understand some of our body language, gestures, and verbiage. A typical modern city, with its cornucopia of skin hues, attire, shapes, and sizes, would no doubt be sensory overload to our ancestors who never ventured beyond their relatively small geographic area. So these wonderful, strange people of our past, these people who might be nothing more to us than a name, perhaps a birth date, and maybe one small fact we uncovered in a precious written record somewhere, these people were a lot like you and me. Or more to the point, we are a lot like them. We carry them swimming in the cells of our bodies as surely as water, nutrients, vitamins, toxins, and all of the other stuff we accumulate in our human journey on this wild planet. I've been trying to touch the past. I want to know just why I am. Reach back through the mist of time. So much I want to understand. You were a child once like me, full of wonder, full of pain. I know sometimes that you were scared. I know that sometimes you were brave. This is the only life I've known. In part you gave it to me. Look behind or look ahead, you are woven in the thread in my web of mystery. I'm still trying to touch the past while the present slips away. But I've gotta know how your part goes before those pages fade to gray. You were old once like me. I wish that I could see your face. No one else knows what's past our eyes. Hurt and anger, love and grace. This is the only life I've known. behind or look ahead. You are woven in a thread in my web of mystery. Someday, centuries from now, like coaxing amber into flame, since I've left a verse or two behind, someone might still speak my name. Someone might still speak my name. Someone might still speak my name. I think I might have figured out where that dirt might be coming from a little bit. I just turned one more knob a bit. Let's see. It seems like that might have done a little something. How's the sound quality now before I go along? Okay, good. That's good. We're making progress. Dale, I trust your ears, and Peggy, I trust yours too. That's good of you. So, I am all kinds of things going on right now. One of them is that, believe it or not, it has been 20 years since this record came out, Beyond Borders, and I was thinking to myself, golly, you know, I've been focused so much on Traveler's 30th birthday, I keep forgetting about this one. So I'm going to dive deep into the bag of tricks for this song from this album, because I don't play this one very often at all. But I'm sure Dale will appreciate the fact that I wrote this one on my way home from my last trip to the Kerrville Folk Festival, which must have been in 2003. It seems like a long time ago when I think about it like that. This is the Poet's Great Romance. Should have said. Slipped down with my fallen pride. The door I walked out locked behind. Though these scraps of grace I've saved, intentions road is freshly paved. For I have found no magic garden. Escape, poet's great romance. No one saw the final stand. Glory blazing at the end, twisted up like Texas winds, and all that's left of all I've been. For I have found no magic garden wonder, though I will. There is no land of Eden waiting over the hill, so I'm hiding out here underneath the moon. reckoning is rising soon. Someday they'll tell this tale of tragic circumstance. The outlaw's last escape, the poet's great romance. The outlaw's last escape, the poet's great romance. Poet's Great Romance from Beyond Borders. Another one of my neighbors is in the house tonight. Hello, Patty, and hello, hopefully to Sterling too. Lovely to have you all here. Hopefully we got all the sound dialed in a little bit better. It's nice to not have it be a complete disaster, but by the same token, there's always a little bit of room for improvement, right? If you're trying to figure out how to get into the chat, I sure wish you would, because I'd love to know you're here and I'd love to be able to say hello. Easy enough to do. Log into whatever Google thing you do, and I hate to say it, but like all of us use Google for something, it seems like. I've been doing my level best to kind of get away from it, frankly, but I'm using it to monitor what's going on with this stream because of YouTube. So what am I saying, right? So this Veterans Day was pretty special for me. Many of you know that I've been spending some time over the last 6 years working with some of our wounded warriors with my friend Mac Bailey through music therapy retreats, using songwriting as a tool for healing. And it's kind of, it's an incredible experience. You're spending a weekend in the same place, and the vets have time with the guitars that they've been given as part of their participation, and they get some guitar lessons and do some mindfulness exercises. But really the kind of centerpiece of the whole thing is that they get to sit one-on-one with a professional songwriter and write a song from their experiences, something that captures what they want to say to other people to help them understand their experiences. And so I've been doing these retreats for a while, and I think one of my vets is in the house tonight, and I'm happy about that. Cheers to you. I also think that the work just seems to take such a weight off of the vets by the end of the weekend, to watch them walk out of this retreat. Everybody's like, when we get together first, we're all kind of like got our guard up and we're nervous. And for those of us who haven't served, to be sitting in the same room with people who have done so much, right? Who have given so much. Yay, Stephanie. And I'm feeling like the whole thing is, I don't want to screw this up. I want to do a good job of doing this. And yet, it's like 30 hours, start to finish. You meet your vet and, you have your time to talk, and then at night you go and kind of try to craft the song and come in that next morning with a draft, and it's pretty powerful for someone to hear their experience come back at them in song. And right then and there, I kind of know, like, okay, I feel like everything else from here is gravy. If I've done a good job to this point, then away we go, and that's awesome, And I'm really writing for an audience of one at that point. So this past May, I worked with a veteran named Brandon from South Carolina, and Brandon had been a leader, a squadron leader, and had looked out for a lot of other people, and his song really it spoke to me a lot from some of his experiences about never being able to just relax and say, what I'm doing, who I am, what I'm about is good enough. And so Good Enough wound up being on the song that we wrote. And this year's compilation album. I'm happy to say the Music Therapy Retreats, Songs and Stories and Songs from the Farm, Volume 4, leads off with a very rocking version of Good Enough that we recorded up at Cabin Studios. And so I'm super happy for a bunch of reasons. I'm super happy for Brandon, but also the quality of the other songwriters who are on this record is amazing. This one is coming out in vinyl. They're doing an awful lot of great work. I've posted a lot about them on my Facebook page and also on the news page at my website. So if you'd like to learn more about the program or help the fundraising campaign last through Giving Tuesday on December 2nd. And what they're trying to do is bring the retreat to more veterans in more places. And I can't think of a better thing to be doing on Veterans Day than all of us stepping up and saying, hey, what you did really matters. You wrote a blank check on our behalf, and I will never forget that. So Brandon, my brother, you are more than good enough. Took my place in line, family sacrifice in uniform. I wear my daddy's boots as I black on moves through mortar fire. 'Cause I can't turn back the clock, I can't bring back what's been lost. It's too late now to make a deal, and I'm not allowed to feel. Standing with my troops on Christmas Day, Santa came while Daddy was away. Always duty. Can they see my whole self? I lock away my private hell for mercy, cry for mercy. 'Cause I'm trained to face the danger, confront the silent stranger. It's my choice who lives or dies. The ghost behind my eyes, you can never know. Why am I never good enough for me? Accepting who I am, not what I should be, what I could be. Now I'm the enemy, for I'm the one who can't believe that I am worthy. I am worthy. If I could let this darkness go, maybe then I truly know I'm good enough. Sitting at the breakfast table, I keep as cool as I am able. Can you see me now? My fragile high wire balance act, the fictions and the facts swirl all around. 'Cause suddenly it's all changed. Thank you for your service. Now there's nothing to measure by, no lines to stay inside. You can never know. Why am I never good enough for me? Accepting who I am, not what I should be, or what I could be. And now I'm the enemy, for I'm the one who can't believe that I am worthy. I am worthy. If I could let this darkness go, maybe then I truly know I'm good enough. I don't wanna let you down. Put away these boots that I've outgrown. I will lend my hands, make a difference when I can. Live in the moment, love in the moment, be in this moment, live in this moment. Why am I never good enough for me? Accepting who I am, not what I should be, not what I could be. Now I'm the enemy, for I'm the one who can't believe that I am worthy. I am worthy. If I could let this darkness go, maybe then I truly know. Face these burdens locked inside, and maybe then I truly find I'm good enough. I'm good enough. good enough. And that the bare minimum any of us should get to have, right? Is to be able to feel like we're good enough. You, my friends and family, are good enough. More than good enough. Cheers to you. So, I'm going to play another song in honor of Veterans Day. This one I wrote about my ancestor. Sort of ties together the All Souls Day and Veterans Day theme. My 3 times great-great-grandfather, great-great-great-grandfather, 3 times great-grandfather, was, unfortunately for him, when he volunteered, he joined the 16th Connecticut Infantry, a unit that was plagued and doomed from the very outset. There are many books written about the Civil War and many big battles and the consequences of not doing the work afterwards that we're still dealing with. But there are very few books about units who did not have met some glorious end on the battlefield, or noble, or this was not the story of the 16th Connecticut. The 16th Connecticut found themselves on the sidelines at the Battle of Antietam about 4 weeks after signing up. And it was them who were pressed into duty late in the afternoon at Antietam when all of the regular forces who'd been held in reserve were exhausted, and General Ambrose Burnside finally waded across the hip-deep Antietam Creek and finally had his army on the other side and was pushing Lee's weary army back towards the Potomac River and Shepherdstown. And that was when the army that had taken Harper's Ferry in the Armory the day before arrived from Harper's Ferry with an urgent message at 6 a.m. sent by Lee that was received and became one of the greatest forced marches in military history. The Confederate Army arriving 17 miles away on the battlefield at Antietam at 3:30 in the afternoon, just as my ancestor and his green, untrained troops were guarding the Union Army's left flank. To say that Artis Culver's story caught my attention would be kind of putting it mildly, because the reason I found out about him was the fact that he had been also captured in 1864 along with the Connecticut 16th in North Carolina and spent several months in Andersonville, the Civil War Confederate prison, which ultimately wound up in him dying that following winter in his hometown of Bristol, Connecticut. So I learned a whole lot about service and sacrifice, and learning about the footsteps of my ancestor, as well as from the veterans who are kind enough to sit across and share their stories with me. Artis Culver is not here to tell his story, but I am. My name is Artis Culver, summer of '62. Traded in my papers for a uniform in blue. I took Abe Lincoln's bounty and Union swore to save. What I've seen since that day haunts me to my grave. We were farmers, merchants, clockmakers, and I knew all their names. Some escaping trouble, still others seeking fame. Proud we marched down Main Street while Bristol rang our bells. None would know our destiny, the glory or the hell. Whoa, I can't escape the dreams. Whoa, don't you hear their screams? One I will kill no more. Whoa, let them fight their Civil War. but a single drill to Antietam's killing field. Upon that cornstalk hill, we faced their fiercest legion in a withering hail of lead, and terror ran while rebel yells echoed in our head. We dug graves for many days, watched by lifeless eyes. We marched with rifles at our backs and hands that fought at our side. Little Mac called it victory, but for failure we were blamed. And if I might survive this war, I vow to clear my name. Oh, I can't escape their dreams. Whoa, don't you hear their screams? One I will kill no more. Whoa, let them fight their civil war. Siege at Plymouth town, our white rag of surrender stopped shells raining down. To Andersonville through gates of hell, a deadline we had crossed. When they paroled my skin and bones, my soul had long been lost. I am Artist Culver, my breath is fading fast. Tell my wife and children I love them to the last. The curse I leave this world with before the fighting's done is those that vote to start the wars be those that face the guns. Whoa, I can't escape the dreams. Whoa, don't you hear their screams? One I will kill no more. Let them fight their civil war. My ancestor for Veterans Day. Thank y'all so much for tuning in tonight. My mom is here. Would y'all say hello to my mom? Mom had herself a great day today, hanging out with her college friends. I think it's really cool that my mom in her mid-80s still drives off to go have lunch with her roommates and dorm mates from college. That's pretty darn cool. So hi, Mom. So a couple of things while I'm getting this guitar in tune for something else later on, so I don't have to do it later on. And by the way, me mother has a good Irish name. She's a Kathleen, all right. That's where I get most of my Irish from, for sure. All right, that can go there. So, by the way, if things are starting to settle in and sounding good and all of that, now is a great time to maybe hit a quick Facebook post or something, share the link. I would love to be a less well-kept secret, and I certainly would benefit from being a less well-kept secret, and I would love for some new people who might enjoy what I'm doing to get to hear what I'm doing. So if you feel like being the word of mouth tonight, thank you very much for that. I will say that I am grateful as always for your generosity. The donations link is up there in the top. You do not have to do so, but for those of you who are so moved, I appreciate it very much. It helps keep the lights on and the roof overhead. And thank you for that very much. Also, I wanted to make sure that those of you who have not done so yet, let me see if I can do this. There we go. The YouTube subscribing thing. Someday, I'll actually make some royalties off of that. More about that in just a moment. And also, anytime you would like to keep up with what I'm doing, if you're not already on my e-zine list, for a Storytender's Journey, I'd love to have you on there. I put a lot of work into that and this. These are sort of my two big things that I do for my audience that don't depend on you being any place in a seat where I'm doing a show. I do that too, but this is my way to stay connected with people all across the country and the continent, and I'm grateful for all of it. So that way you get to know what's going on and everything. I think I put up a copy of the latest one. Yeah, that's the autumn one. Anyway, so you may have seen in this month's e-zine, the most clicked thing was the bit about me leaving Spotify, and I've wrote a little article for the news page on the website about why I'm leaving Spotify, and that there's really three reasons for that. The big one is all three of them, really, to be honest. Number one, they have sort of arbitrarily decided that anyone who gets less than 1,000 streams in a set period of time, they don't have to pay any royalties at all. I don't believe that is legal, but they seem to. So I'm not really too prone to let a dude who's got like $6 billion of net worth make, a few cents off of what my songs bring, which is not much, but it's the advertising they sell for all the playlists that the algorithms generate. So that's number one. Number two, for those of us who are artists, this whole idea about, having whole songs and bands and stuff generated completely by AI so the creators don't have to be paid for it is another way of saying we're really not cool to artists. And, there's been so much taken away from us already. It seems like some point along the way, I have to make a stand about that and where the money is going instead of to the artists who make it possible. Let's just say that Spotify and I have some pretty deep philosophical differences that are getting amplified right now. So, I apologize to you Spotify users if you've had my music in playlists. There are a couple of things that I do want you to know. One, of course, if you don't have all of my music, you might see this particular sale on my website, and that's cool. But if you get the e-zine, then you saw this deal, which was even better. And I did hint at the fact that if for anybody who is watching the vidcast tonight to tune in, that I had something a little even more special for you. Here it is. So if you don't have all of my albums and you want to get a couple of them, if you buy one at the Bandcamp store at regular price, send a note with your and let me know what the other album you want is, and I'll send you a download code for it. Buy one, get one free. And the reason I'm saying all of this stuff is because I want you to feel free to stream my music off whatever platform you're using. If you've bought one of my albums along the line, you own the music. How you get it to your ears is not up to me to choose. You could put it on cassette tape or reel to reel. I don't care. Whatever platform that you're using to listen to music, if my music is a part of it, thank you. I appreciate that. And I'm glad that you're enjoying it enough to put it in your playlist. What I really want you to do, though, is to do it guilt-free, because that one sale at a show or off of my website or whatever was equal to the royalties from somewhere between 8,000 and 10,000 streams. That's crazy. But that's the way of things. So if you already own it, great. If you don't own it and you want to, I would love to make that happen for you. The Bandcamp page is the store that powers my website, so you can get there that way too. And at some point, maybe I'll be smart enough to drop the link on the chat, or maybe somebody else will drop the link to my Bandcamp page in there because I didn't think to do it beforehand. So I did promise that I was going to do something a little bit special tonight, and I'm kind of glad my mom is here because, you know, it's kind of weird. When my first album came out, I was still working as an environmental engineer, and I had some really cool opportunities. I got to play in the Olympic Village in Atlanta, and I got to play the Kennedy Center for the first time, and all this crazy stuff after this album came out. And I realized that I wasn't doing either the engineering or the music to the best of my ability, so I should probably do one or the other. And so my parents were a little nervous when all of that happened. Like, oh my goodness, my kid, what is he going to do? He's going to be living under a bridge before too long, you know? We're not there yet. 30 years later, I'm still at least have a roof overhead. I promised Michelle when we got married that I promised her two things. I said, one, you'll never get bored. Two, we'll never be rich. And I've kept both promises. So tonight, a mini set from that first album that sort of started the whole crazy journey. My friend Dale was there when I showed up at the Kerrville Folk Festival for the first time with some of these songs in tow. Probably on cassette as well as CD, if I remember rightly. So I hope you enjoy this little trip down memory lane. I got a handful of them for you, and I'll work my way through some of the ones that have been your favorites over the years too. Take me out, coach, put another better man in. Can't wear this uniform, can't keep up with this running. There's another suit in line, walking through the door. Shiny new briefcase in his hand, an unsuspecting corporate whore. That they pay me well, that's for sure. Let's set the record straight. A balding fat man in a tie. Hey, that's someone else's fate. Don't know where it went wrong, but this ain't how it's supposed to be. Put my faith in God in the shade of this old magnolia tree. Can't keep running all the time like some assembly line. This way of life ain't mine, it ain't where I come from. Get it out by 5, no way to stay alive. Gonna ditch this jive where I come from. Do the suburban commute, that dude's got a laptop at the wheel. Ain't it funny how a cell phone makes the millions deal? Re-engineer, downsize, do whatever it takes. You keep on keeping on, I'll keep reaching for the brakes. Can't keep running all the time like some assembly line. This way of life ain't mine, it ain't where I come from. Get it out by 5, there's no way to stay alive. Gonna ditch this jive where I come from. Get back to my roots, rediscover what I'm worth. Worship Father Sky, love my Mother Earth. Amen. Can't keep running all the time like some assembly line. This way of life ain't mine, it ain't where I come from. Get it out by 5, no way to stay alive. Gonna ditch this jive where I come from. This ain't how I come from. That's where I come from. Magnolia Tree, the lead track. The one that a friend of mine from Texas wrote to me many years later and said, I knew I had to quit my job with American Airlines. It was killing me. He said, and I struggled. I got up my gumption to do it. And that day that I had to do it, I sat out in the parking lot. He said, and I blasted that song about 6 times, and I went in and quit, and I never looked back. Pretty wild stuff. And of course, if I'm going to play songs from Traveler, I'm going to play them on the guitar I wrote them on. Yeah, you need to go up to an E. Here we go. So, I may have to replace the door in this living room pretty soon, because I live with 2 barbarians, and one of them is getting to the weight class where she might actually be able to force the door open. So, in honor of, in tribute to, or maybe a slight bit of mocking and sarcasm to go along with it, if I was a cat, I'd sleep all day till I'm tired of it. If I was a cat, in a sunny windowsill I'd sit. If I was a cat, I'd play in the morning till it's time to quit. If I was a cat, if I was a cat, I'd whine and meow when the ground was froze. If I was a cat, I'd wash that spot in between my toes. If I was a cat, I'd curl up by the fire when the cold wind blows. If I was a cat, feline dreams and strings so bad, and a full dish between to keep me fat. And there's nothing in my head, nothing wrong with that, 'cause I am a cat. If I was a cat, I'd hiss and spit when the dog came near. If I was a cat, I'd kick those mites right out of my ear. If I was a cat, I'd fill all the mice full up with fear. If I was a cat, if I was a cat, chase crickets in the sun till it had my fill. If I was a cat, bounce off the wall and take a spill. If I was a cat, I would eat the meat, spit out the pill. If I was a cat, feline dreams and strings so bad, and a full dish between to keep me fat. And there's nothing in my head, nothing wrong with that, 'cause I am a cat. Feline dreams and strings so bad, and a full dish between to keep me fat. And there's nothing in my head, nothing wrong with that, 'cause I am a cat. Yeah, 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 yeah. I rarely play so many of the songs from this album, and yet I've found that just like me, you know, when you first discover an artist or first hear an artist, you get, you know, there's nothing that's quite like that first experience of connecting and discovering that music. And it's like most of the time the albums that come afterward never quite get that same feeling for you, even if you wind up loving some of the songs on it or loving the idea of it. It's that first song that connected you to it, or that first album that connected you to their work, that somehow always has that special place in the soundtrack of your life, right? So for all of you who've let me be a bit of the soundtrack to your lives, thank you. And even if you're hearing my songs tonight for the first time, thank you even more for being willing to let me do it. So I mentioned the band, and I mentioned that Stephanie's in recovery from some surgery, and I'm grateful that she's going to be okay. Because not only, of course, I love her to death, but also we got a show coming up. Thanksgiving weekend on Sunday, the 30th, we'll be doing a show together in Winchester. And this is a song from Traveler that we've been doing with the band for quite a while now. And it's a lot of fun with Les's banjo and Lisa and Stephanie singing harmonies. It's really pretty cool. And again, to watch songs evolve over like 30 years of doing shows, or bringing them together and doing them with different people, that's kind of a pretty neat experience that I've enjoyed a lot too. So if you're anywhere near the area, please do come join us, 4 o'clock in Winchester on Sunday the 30th. I got a web card for it in a little while. We'll get there in due time. But for now, this one's called Gatlinburg. But here's the simple truth, the tale of my life laid out when I was but a youth. My family farmed these hollers since my great-great-grandpappy lived here in these misty woods with the last of the Cherokee. First loggers came with big machines tearing up the earth, took Appalachian hardwood trees for all a day were worth. Ripcoes and balls alike took all the land would give, left us with a few cold coins and no place left to live. Moon set slowly in the west, bringing darkness to this life and all the rest. Lord, these mountain ways will end when the last coach out of Gatlinburg is going round the bend. The federal government took my land in 1931 to make a national park here in the home of the Cherokee sun. Tourists came from New York town in finery and pearls, staring at these hazy slopes and the barefoot hillbilly girls. Moon set slowly in the west, bringing darkness to this life and all the rest. Lord, these mountain waves will end when the last coach out of Gatlinburg is going round the bend. Left to go but a government house living with the Flatlanders. The politicians throwing stones to claim the triumph first. Now I've got nothing against wilderness, in fact I like some too. Just give me back my rundown shack, it's all I ask from you. My homestead lies 2 exits down this old 4-lane highway, paved over by a strip mall with a smoky iceberg is going round the bend. Moon sets slowly in the west, bringing darkness to this life I've loved the best. Lord, these mountain ways must end when the last coach out of Gatlinburg is going round the bend. And I'm sure hoping that I've got the sound, the distortion, the little bit of distortion that was going on from a little overdriving happening. I sure hope I got it fixed before that. I didn't notice my friend Eva from California is here. Hello, love. It's great to see you. It's great to have so many people here tonight. Thank you so very much for tuning in. I know we're getting into the really busy season and all of that. And of course, we've all got stuff to do and people to see and things that we need to tend to and all of that. So the fact that you're here tonight, I'm gonna just say that you're kind of taking care of yourself and retreating from the outside world and just being here for a little while. It's nourishing my soul having you here. So thank you ever so much. But I hope it's a little musical medicine for you and yours too. I mean, after all, it is stick season out there. Yikes. So, Eva, you got in here just in time because I happen to know this is one of your favorites from Traveler, and it's a lot of people's favorites from Traveler, and it's a lazy old love song between two rivers, and it's called A Jaffalai. Won't you marry me? We could run like the devil to the deep blue sea. We could mix and mingle, we could dance in time. Oh, Jaffalai, won't you be mine? Mind a big muddy, I'm working on it too. Spread my wide shoulders across the great bayou. I see the gators basking, lying in the sun. Oh, Jaffalai, you are the one. Hey there, Mr. Mississippi, what's your line? Raising Cain in New Orleans and running all the time. A Jaffalai, make a break with me. We could pour like gumbo and laugh in the heat. The levees fall like oak trees when I flex my might. Oh, Jaffalai, run me tonight. Yeah. the good old days, for the straight and by wandering and refinery scheme. I don't need no coaxing, cause the time has come. Oh, Chaffalaya, you are the one. Slip over the levee, get ready to run. Chaffalaya, you are the one. And finally, one more from Traveler tonight before I pivot for the last couple of things for the evening. I'm sure glad y'all are enjoying yourselves. That's fun. Thank you ever so much. I have seen the lights go off on the PayPal and Venmo notifications. I greatly appreciate that ever so much. Thank you. Whether you're doing that or doing the credit card thing by Square or sending a check in the mail, it's all there on that page up at the top of the link at the top of the chat. It's pinned up there. Thank you for that. But most of all, I'm really just enjoying being able to do these things with you. And I do have a few more cool things lined up before we're done tonight. But in this time when we pivot to feasting of Thanksgiving and gratitude, I find lots of interesting things. People write beautiful words about gratitude, and I find that I live a life of gratitude because I realize how much an independent artist is completely dependent on the people who come out and support their work. And you're doing that tonight by being here, and I am deeply grateful for that. But I'm also just deeply grateful for the gift of being able to play guitar and imagination to think up these songs, and the people that I meet that bring these stories into my world, and the things that I see on my walks and through my windshield. I just feel so very fortunate. But I also want to take a moment to say a nod of gratitude to those who keep us fed. All of my years I've lived here, it's the only way I know. Run the family farm with the grace of God above and fertile soil below. Summer's gone, 11 weeks of searing stormless choke. $50,000 worth of dreams going up in smoke. Sacrificing all the field today to keep the others growing. Had to sell my milk and cows to keep the bankers going away. That line of clouds across the sky might bring the winds of death, the raindrops to my eyes. My wife, she's out there dancing in her checkered kitchen dress, droplets running down her brow, and her blonde hair's getting messed. Iowa can be a place where fertile famines drink. This year just poured life down from the brink, and I'm dancing in the rain. Before today my luck had gone, hard left toward the worst, enough to make an honest man think a farmer's life is cursed. Remembering tales on my granddad's knees of soil that sprouted wing. It's taken 30 years for me to appreciate these things. My wife, she's out there dancing in her checkered kitchen dress, droplets running down her brow, and her blonde hair's getting messed. Iowa can be a place where 'cause it's raining. Next year we might stare at this same mess right in the face. This old White House and apple trees keep me fighting for this place, facing up to troubles that my children might not know. When you keep your generations on the farm all in a row, my wife, she's out there dancing in her checkered kitchen dress, droplets running down her brow, and her blonde hair's getting messed. Iowa can be a place where fertile famines drink. This year just poured life down from the brink, and I'm dancing in the rain. I have been so very, very lucky to have written songs that become people's favorites. And I can't tell you how deeply touching it is to have people still ask to hear songs from your first record 30 years ago, even if they still love the things that you keep creating now. And I will have some new things for you very soon, because I've been getting together with two of my neighbors who are also songwriters, and we have a little songwriters group, and every month we're supposed to show up with something new written. So I'm having fun doing that, kind of holding my feet to the fire about it. As we roll into this holiday of Thanksgiving, for me it's like All Souls Day and Thanksgiving kind of bookend this month of November. Is like when the pagans talk about how the veil between our world and the liminal world is thin, and somehow we feel the presence of our ancestors closer. So tonight I brought down the quilt that my 3 times great grandmother made and started those squares when she was a 12-year-old girl back in like 1835. My grandmother had it turned into a quilt, and I'm lucky enough to have it here. And I think that it's just kind of cool to have that. And I'm also, speaking of my grandmother, I'm thinking of my great aunt, from whom these glasses, these beautiful crystal glasses that she had in her house and that they used, probably didn't use them every day because they're kind of, they're thin, but just one of those things that makes me feel a little closer to all of that DNA swimming around in my veins. So, for Thanksgiving, I put together a couple of little things for you. One, Mom, there we are. This is at my grandmother's table. This is another Thanksgiving dinner. And of course, I think I'm all of a few months old, so this must be, I'm probably 6 months old at that point. And that's my uncle and my cousin looking at me, my parents looking at the camera, and I'm looking at them because my uncle's probably saying something goofy to make me laugh. And there's my grandmother. And my godmother, my aunt, and my other 2 cousins. My grandfather must have been the one who took the picture. So Thanksgiving brings us back to those kinds of memories. So I wanted to share not only a poem written by someone who I admire very much, Rosemary Watola Trommer, but also some photos from the road from the last month, since I last saw you. Her poem is one of several that she's written called Thanksgiving. Today again, this longing to pour joy into your glass. I can see you are so thirsty. The pitcher never runs dry, but sometimes, distracted, we forget to drink. We forget to pour for ourselves and for each other here. Though perhaps we are strangers, let me fill your glass as others have filled mine. There is someone who desperately hopes you will take a sip. Someone who needs you to pour joy into their empty cup. Don't worry that it's too late. We all forget how it works. And then it arrives again, the invitation to pour and pour and pour, only to find the pitcher still miraculously full. Again, this chance to know what it feels like to share this bottomless joy. And so with that, friends, a song of thanksgiving, especially for healing Eva's triple bypassed heart. And I'm going to guess that you're back to running too, my friend. And I'm going to say that that's okay too. Oh, I should probably make myself like real sized here, shouldn't I? Hang on. There we go. There we go. Oh, well, no, maybe no. Maybe not. I'll go back to this one. That's fine. There we are. Goodness. No technical glitches that we can't overcome, just in case we get a little too polished in here. This is one from Something Worth Standing For, written by and with my friend John Rickard. He did most of it. I wrote the bridge because it needed one. In this season of gratitude, may we all find plenty of reasons to count our blessings. Count your blessings, don't count your gold. You don't need money when you're lying cold. You can't buy your way into heaven, I am told. Count your blessings, don't count your gold. Count the good deeds that you've done, or lent your hand to help someone. St. Peter's got his list, he's checking everyone. Count the good deeds that you've done. In spite of all your troubles, all you need is on your back. Believe in all your blessings, don't worry about all you lack. Count the lessons you learn each day. Let them guide you, show you the way. Follow wise words, you won't go astray. Count the lessons you learn each day. Count your blessings, don't count your gold. Don't need money when you're lying cold. You can't buy your way to heaven, I am told. Count your blessings, and I'll count to gold. I'll count your blessings, but don't count your gold. So before I go, I got news. Psst. I got news. 1 week from tonight, 1 week from tonight, Thanksgiving night, probably about 9 o'clock, you're just going to have to pay attention. We're going to live stream a set of fiddle tunes out of here. Irish tunes, old time tunes, probably a half an hour, maybe 45 minutes, depends on how many tunes we feel like working up. But we've had some amazing jams in here when she's come home from school. So, yeah, I was like, hey, man, maybe we should do a live stream over the holidays. And she's like, yeah, let's do it. So, Thanksgiving night, probably about 9 o'clock, most likely on YouTube. Keep your ear to the ground. I will probably be announcing it on Facebook. I'll put it on my website and stuff, but still, you're in the know because you're here in the know, right? Couple of other things, too. The next of my regular vidcasts is the one that I've been doing the longest, my 16th time of doing it. I can't believe I've been live streaming for almost as long as my kid's been alive. Started doing it even over at the old house. And it's a lot of fun. I'm doing 2 shows because I have a lot of family in Europe that I love to sing for every now and then too. So there'll be a 3 o'clock show and an 8 o'clock show, and probably the kid will join me on a couple of tunes during that too. I'm sure we'll be singing a dram to the holidays and a whole bunch of other stuff. So also want to let you know the schedule for next year. Notice what's happening on February 21st. I don't usually do live streams on Saturday nights because I want people to go out and hear live music and support live music in your own communities. But we will be doing that with the band. We will be doing a show on the other side of Loudoun County in Sterling, and they live stream those concerts, and you can buy a live stream ticket for it. They are not on sale yet, but they will be fairly soon. So that's Saturday, February 21st. So there's at least 3 more live streams to look forward to in the new year. And of course, I did mention that we're doing a concert in Winchester, and that is coming up pretty soon. So we've been working on an album most of the year, a lot of songs that we've written together. So hear Stephanie sing lead and Lisa sing lead, and even hear Les singing lead. And we've got our cool version of Gatlinburg and a bunch of other stuff too. So that's going to be a really, really nice show. And we all kind of wind up descending on the Tide place over on the other side of the walking wall afterwards. So it kind of turns into a pretty good party afterwards, which is lots of fun. I also want to say thank you for doing this. I really appreciate the PayPals and the Venmos and all of it. You know, the more that the road collapses for independent artists, the more I depend on doing live streams and doing teaching and doing the workshops that I do and all of that. So thank you for that. I do want to get out and see some people in some different states coming up this year, and I'm working at putting that together. I've got a possibility, I'm saying this out loud, Pennsylvania, I got a possibility of getting to Indiana and maybe Ohio too. So that would dovetail nicely with getting through Western PA at some point too. New England again for sure, probably early May. So at any rate, I'm hoping that the tour bus will contribute its fair share to keeping the mortgage paid and the roof overhead. But for now, being able to do these live streams and stay connected to you wherever you are in the country and on the continent, that's pretty awesome. Thank you for that. If you haven't already subscribed to the e-zine, please think about doing that. And most of all, really, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you being here with me tonight. As you go forth into this season of gratitude, I hope that attitude of gratitude sticks with you, and I hope that you get richly rewarded for it with kindness everywhere you turn. Whatever you do, please take good care of your good self, because that world is indeed watching, and you deserve that. A very happy Thanksgiving to you. Much love from me and much gratitude. Take care. See you soon.